Dave, Pat the Backyard Builder here. Well, it's been a few months since I made a video. It's actually early spring. The snow is on the way out of here finally. But while I was in the really cold part of winter, I decided to start a new project here. I cleaned the office out, well, sort of. Cleaned out half the office. It was kind of being used like a storage room, so cleaned the half out, and I'm in the process of making myself a desk. That's I had originally planned to have a big desk that went all the way around the room here, and decided to break it down into several small units so that actually, if we ever move, it's not going to be a permanent feature of the house here. So it will actually be able to be disassembled and taken with us when we go. So now, custom size, it does fit the room exactly, but we can always change things up a bit later if we have to. So, but anyways, I've got all my pieces cut, and I'm just kind of assembling things as we go here, and just thought I'd make a quick video to say hi to my regular viewers and just show you what I've been up to. So anyways, as you can see from panning around the room here, I've got all kinds of pieces of wood here cut and shaped to various sizes and whatnot, and we're just kind of putting everything together according to a plan I've got stuck up inside my head. Anyway, you can see I've got a couple of pieces here that are already finished here. They're ready for staining and finishing and waxing and everything else that comes along with that fun stage of things. These are actually going to be the corner supports, so that's why they got kind of a funny shape on them there. I've got adjustable feet on the bottom here, and kind of looks like a little coffin under there, but that's just because that just fits into a corner, and the desk comes along and 90-degree there. And so it just gives a lot of room for the feet that way. And I did a little bit of shopping at Princess Auto here. They had some clamps on sale, so I stocked up on a few of them. Good price on them. What I'm doing right now is I'm just lining up the base of the unit to go on the very bottom of the cabinet. Now this part here is going to be where the computer sits, and then it's got a sidewall that goes up to support the end of the desk. And just getting it centered here, and then we're just going to take a pencil, mark off our line on the inside here, and then all we have to do now is just simply glue this, and we're already marked where this is going to drop on, so I don't have to measure it again. And I can just clamp it there, and a couple of pin nails from the other side, and you'll never see it. So I built all the pieces of my desk on a base frame, and the base frame is just a couple inches smaller than the main deck above. And that's just so it allows a couple inches of toe kick area underneath. Now, I'm just putting on these little adjustable feet right now. When you're putting these things on, you've got these little spikes here. Okay, now if you got to watch where you rotate this here, because if you get that little spike too close to the edge out here, what happens is when you pound it in, you split this out, and so you want to rotate this so that you get these two spikes are as far back from this edge as you can. So just line that up and couple of quick knocks and it's in there, and then you just take your adjustable foot and just down it goes. And it's just put it all the way in for now, and then you can adjust the height as you need to later to level your desk out. And same thing here, just again, you can watch that because it's too close to the front, it'll split there, so just rotate that just a bit and a couple whacks and you're done. So anyways, while the glue dries and sets on that last piece that I just pre-assembled, I'm going to get some of this edge tape here onto my next piece here. And this stuff's actually fairly simple to work with. All you need is a nice hot iron, which I forgot to turn on, so I'm going to be a couple minutes here. But anyways, just roughly cut it out to approximately the length that you need, and you just sieve it on and then iron it on with a hot dry iron, and then you just take a router and zip over the edge here that you just did here. Now it's easier to take the router if you put the tape at, the tape's actually a little bit wider than the lumber you're working with generally. I've got what have I got here? I got 7/8 inch banding tape on 3/4 inch plywood, so I'm sticking over about 1/8 of an inch. That's just so that you can get a little bit of wiggle, because you don't always get it on perfectly straight. So, but because it's difficult to router on the inside, I want to keep the overhang all to the outside, and then I can just go zipping around it here and get the outside routed off. There we go. We're nice and hot now. So you just touch that, and it's got hot glue on the back there that melts and just sticks it nicely in place. There we go. And there we go. Just like that. So that edge on the inside is smooth. Watch out for a hot iron there. And I'm going to have to run and grab my square. It's not always the easiest to cut this stuff perfectly square, so just like so. Okay. Now, from there to the end, and you can just go over it just a little bit. Just put a little nick in it, and then it just bends nice and easy. There we go. Come on, get in there. Stay down. There we go. So now the next part is to take the router and just zip this off here. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to use a straight edge bit here, but it's got a roller on the end here. And that roller is just going to roll just right on the inside of this ridge here. And now, when you do something like this, especially on such a thin material, I mean, it's one thing to do it on a big, wide desk, but when you've got such a narrow edge here, you can rock. So what you want to do, you want to make sure that you've got the roller set really close to the base of the router, and that way if you rock a bit, you're not going to cut into this edge, because if you got it set rather deep out here and you happen to rock a bit, you can actually cut into the edge, and you don't want to do that. So set this fairly low. So I'm just going to get on my safety equipment here, and we're going to put this, brace this here. And I don't want this to be moving on me while I'm trying to router it. So let's get on the safety gear, and away we go. Just start on one end. Okay, then you can just take a piece of sandpaper and just go over it lightly like that, just to get off any of the burrs that might still be on it there. One of the things I'm going to be doing to attach the desk to the base of the desk is I'm going to be using these plates, and I'm just going to have holes piloted through here, and then I'm just going to attach it with screws from the bottom. Just have screws that are short enough that they'll go through here but not come through the surface of the desk. So I'm just going to be piloting all these little holes, and then I'll attach these to my base pieces, and then we'll assemble the desk that way. There we go. And one of the easiest ways I've found to do this is just on the drill press. You've got a pilot bit here, and obviously it's preset for depth, and just makes life a whole lot easier. Anyways, now that we've got our little attachment strips pre-drilled here, we're just going to put them onto our base pieces here. Make sure you put them, with the pilot bit, you've got the little flaring here for the screw head to go into. Make sure that goes down, and we're just going to take some glue here. We're going to attach it like so, and just going to put that down for a moment. We'll line that up there, and then I'm just going to get one of these corner attachment clamps. There we go. Put that in. Whoop. Make sure that's nice and lined up there. We're just going to tighten that down. See, one minute problem here. We've slipped this way a bit. There we go. Make sure that stays square there. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the other corner on here first, and then we'll get the one to pull back laterally. Get that in place. Okay, up. There we go. just hold that in place until that sets, and then we can get some brad nails in through here and hold that side on. Then we got to attach the other side, and that's going to be really interesting. Okay, so now it's time to put the base onto the main frame here. Now we marked it out earlier here, so what we're going to do, oh excuse me, so what we're going to do here, we're just going to run a quick little bead all along here where this base is going to sit on this frame here. All the way around. And oh, jeez. I got just a little bit much there. It all of a sudden came out with one big gloop. So we'll have to take some of that off, but we'll actually just put it to the inside here because that's not going to bother to show up anyway. So anyways, I've got my frame, my body of my desk sitting here. Got a 2x8 underneath. What we're going to do, we're going to take our handy dandy little piece here, and we're just going to center it over where we made our line here, and just center it right on top of the glue. And what we're going to do next, we're going to take another chunk of 2x8 like so, and then we're going to take some bar clamps. I'm going to start putting some pressure on this. Okay, so right about there. Just watch, make sure this doesn't move. A couple more on the other side here, just to even out the pressure. So, come on. There we go. And just tighten it all down. And now we're going to let this set here for a bit. We'll put the pressure down, and once that has set, then we're going to come along and we'll pin nail it from well, I guess that'll, once we flip it upside down, up again, that's going to be the top. But we're going to pin nail the base onto here afterward, and then that piece will be done and ready for staining. So anyways, that's probably about it for tonight. I guess we'll check in another day and see how much progress we make here in the next little while. But spring has sprung, so I'm about to be getting back to doing some outdoor projects. I got cut short a little last fall there with with the snow coming at the end of August and never going away, so I didn't get a lot of things done outside that I was planning to do, so I'm kind of anxious to get going again here. I'm just waiting for the mud to dry up. So anyways, have a good evening.